Good afternoon, Nick, Demi. First of all, Nick, can I start with yourself? I wondered if you might be able to give us an update on Pauline Bremer's condition. How's she getting on?
She went through the first stage of her recovery on Monday. She had surgery. She's back at home now. She came through that first stage well, but it is very, very early. But she came through that first stage well, and she's in good spirits. So there was the whole team visited her in hospital on Sunday. The management and the staff went to see her, and she was in good spirits. Her parents came over. So yeah, we're looking forwards now and trying to make sure that we give her all the support we can, and ultimately we get her back on the pitch as soon as possible.
When did you realise during the match there was a problem getting her emergency treatment?
Listen, I'm not from the medical team, so as far as the process goes, I personally, as a coach, I've never been through it. I've never had that level of injury in one of my teams in the 4 years that I've been the coach here. So at no point my head's in the game, and although I do look towards the welfare of the players, I fully support the medical team here and trust them. So we let them get on with their job, and I thought the staff and the players were exceptional on the night.
Does it concern you at all, the fact there wasn't an ambulance present and that it took so long to get there?
I think as a club, one thing we always do is we look fully at the welfare of our players, and we want to make sure we give them the highest level of care we can. And the football club, are looking at the positive steps of how we can make sure that level of care in every game that we have is as high as the standards that we keep, and that's all we can do. For us is review every game on the pitch and off the pitch and make sure that we try and keep that standard as high as we want it.
Do you think the FA will make changes to the rules?
I can't speak for the FA. I think we're encouraged that it's being looked at, and we're encouraged that there are positive conversations from all members and all parties of that situation on how we can make sure that as we move forward, like I say, the welfare of the players, we want the players to continue to play and to continue to play at the highest levels they can. So, we're really enthused and encouraged by the conversations that are going on.
Demi, if I could ask you as well what your reaction was and how you were affected by Pauline's injury.
Yeah, obviously, no player wants to go through that, and obviously to go and see a teammate go through that isn't nice. But I think obviously the team dealt well with it, and our thoughts are with Pauline, and we've been around, and we're just going to support her through that. So yeah, it's not a nice situation, but she's got a good team around her, and we're fully supporting her.
She must have been pleased to have you all visit her over the weekend.
Yeah, definitely. She's still smiling, so that was good to see. But again, like we said, the girls are there along a journey.
Was it difficult during the match as a fellow player to see her in such pain and not perhaps getting the treatment that she was deserving?
Yeah, but like you said, the medical team did very well. We had players around her, keeping her calm and, giving her that support. And I think, once she was settled and so then it was for us to, get our heads back in the game and make sure we got the 3 points.
One of your former teammates, Lucy Bronze, has been quite critical of the response. From a player's point of view, you can understand it. Do you feel so your safety is at risk?
I think, accidents happen in football and injuries do happen. I do think, you can look at a lot of different factors, but I think the main thing is obviously there is a lot of positive conversations going on, like Nick said, and that's for the FA and that side to sort that out.
And do you have any concerns whatsoever going forward and playing next weekend?
No, looking, forward to it. Again, like I said, we're just focused on us. We know what we've got to do. The job's not done, but we know what we're capable of doing.
Looking ahead to tomorrow's match then, really great performance in the first leg, goal from yourself. How much are you looking forward to playing in front of your home fans, Champions League football again?
Yeah, really looking forward. Obviously, that's where we want to play all our games home. We've got a good crowd, good fan base. But again, we're just looking forward, not getting too ahead of ourselves. We've still got a job to do.
And what has been the morale been like this week in a European week? Does it change from Super League matches or not?
No, I think, it is a big step, and, you do have to raise your level. But again, we're just focusing on us and we don't change too much. We do what City does, and I think if you focus on that, you're moving in the right direction.
And Nick, if I can ask you, great run to the semi-finals last year. When you have been working with the squad so far this season, do you get the sense that experience from last season will help you and almost make you stronger this year?
Yeah, I think naturally the experience in anything helps you grow and helps you become better at it. And this team has grown every year that we've had it, whether it be WSL experience, FA Cup experience, or Champions League experience. It's helped us grow, and we can't be complacent. Just because we got to the semi-finals last year doesn't mean we'll get there this year. The draw is random. It's a knockout competition. We have to make sure that we get tomorrow's game done, and Polten are an exceptional team, a very strong team, and we have to make sure that we perform on the night like we did in the last game. But yeah, of course, there is a desire to continue to do well in the Champions League, and it starts again tomorrow.
Did you see anything specifically in that first leg from St Polten that gives you any cause for concern?
I think in every game there's cause for concern, because you want to perform on the night and you want to make sure that you exploit the opposition's weaknesses and you almost nullify their strengths. And to play Champions League football, you have strengths. You have to play in that competition. So we have to make sure that we stick to the plan that we've put in place, and the conversations we've had about Polten, that we make sure that we apply ourselves in the right way, and we should win that game, because we've won their home leg, and we have the quality in the team to go and win this game.
Thank you both.
Nick, how do you approach this game? You've got a healthy lead, obviously, from the first leg, but are you going to go and try and kill the game early on, or are you going to rotate maybe and bring some younger players into the side? How are you going to approach this?
I think there's a lot of different almost arms to that question. Ultimately, I go into every game wanting to win. I've done it from day one here. That I want to put a team on the pitch there's a winning team. I also probably couldn't ask these players to not try and win. They are winners and they want to win every game. So to try and get them to approach a game to maybe try and not win and try and just hold a game, I think would be detrimental to this team and to the way that we play. And then the fans, really, I've said and I'll continue to say that we want to excite fans and we want to grow our fan base. And not only that, we want to entertain the fans that have watched us home and away. And we have a really good fan base of people that come home and away and enjoy watching us. So to not go into the game and try and play good football and try and win would be foolish. We have good players that have won over a period of time, and we want that to continue.
You've made a good start to the season. You've seen your side play 4 games, and do you feel at this stage of the season you're in a better and stronger and healthier position in terms of the squad than you were perhaps this time, at this stage of the previous season?
We've had the same results in the sense of we've won the first 4 games, and we won the first 4 games in 2016. But in 2016, when we went undefeated, in that first period, we had 5 real key injuries, and we had to not rely on, but we had to almost promote some of the younger players. The senior players or the first team players as such were exceptional in applying themselves, and the team picked itself. Now we have a full squad, or a healthy squad. There's a lot of competition in that squad, and that's why you've seen changes and small changes in and around the game. But yeah, there is a real desire for each individual to play in the team, and competition gives you consistency. So probably in the squad we are in a better place, but we're happy that we have the same results. We wanted to get 5 wins out the first 5 games before the international break, and we're on course for that, but we have to make sure we win tomorrow.
Do you feel you've got a squad capable of winning this competition? Because, last season was a great run to the semi-final, but as you get deeper into the competition, the quality is a lot higher, isn't it? Do you feel you've got the tools you need to really go for it this time?
Yeah, I felt we had a squad to win it last year, but thinking you've got a squad to win it and then going and winning it are 2 really different things. Having the tools to go and complete the task is one thing, but then you've got to have the on the day you've got to turn up and you've got to make sure that you win those games. And we fell short against Lyon here. But that game against Lyon away in France showed the players, I hope, and showed us as a football team that we can compete at the highest level. Do I think we can win it this year? I think we've got an opportunity to win it, but first and foremost, we have to beat Polten tomorrow, and to think about quarterfinals and semi-finals, which are in 2018, we have to make sure that we get this game done tomorrow because they're a very good team.
And just one more from me. What did you make of the performance against Everton in the last game? It seemed you scored sort of 3 quick goals, and then perhaps in the second half things weren't quite going for you going forward in the way that they normally do. Were there any concerns after that game?
No concerns, because ultimately after every game we'll review it, and we spoke as a team this week and we've worked on the training picture. Are those areas we feel that we can be better? I never felt that we had real control of that game, and our aim is always to dominate the ball, and if we have the ball, then it limits the opposition's chances of attacks and scoring. So yeah, we need to make sure that we dominate the ball more and we show more control of the game to make sure that, one, we can score more goals, but also the opposition have no opportunities.